What's going on? It's Charlize. It's your girl, Lise. Welcome to A Piece with Lise. So, I am making my sister a decor set. So, this is many different pieces in one set. She wanted, her colors were pink and a medium gray. I had to figure out the medium gray. So, I already got started because it takes me about 10 minutes to mix them. I use mica powder for this one, mica powder and the resin. But before I got started, I had laid some the clear resin onto the tray, and then I kind of like traced around where I wasn't at. Right now, I'm just smoothing everything out. But I do want to let you guys know that if you haven't been following me, I know I've mentioned on certain platforms that I am stopping doing selling the handmade items, my resin items and stuff like that because of my condition. I didn't want to be able to get caught up and commit and somebody put in an order and I can't do it because of my condition. Sometimes I may do too much and I get tired way too quick. I don't want to say do too much. I can wash the dishes and then I'm tired. I need to lay down. So I'm just trying to get a handle on my health and everything. I don't know if I go back to it, but I do still try to make it for fun, make it for my family and close friends. So what I'm doing here is I did the tray, I did the diffuser. So I'm doing half and half. So it's going to be half pink and then we're going to do gray. So then I had grabbed my heater blower thing and I'm pouring it, and as I'm pouring it, I'm trying to I seen another creator do this technique where they poured it and they were popping the bubbles. But with craft resin is the brand that I use. It is, when I say barely any bubbles and everything, it really just, I try to get it like at the corners and the end and stuff like that. This is some good resin. If you are getting into resin making, or you're making resin, you want to try something new, try that craft resin. It is a link somewhere. It's probably my hop to link that you can get a 10% discount. Oh, they always run some type of discount, so you might can just go on there without my referral and everything. So in her set is going to be the tray, it is going to be the diffuser. This is a cup that I'm pouring now, and again, I was just trying to heat the stuff up. It probably really didn't need it or whatever. I just trying to when it gets it when it pours, because a lot of times when you're moving the stuff around, you do bubbles. Okay. So I'm like, oh my God, which one I'm gonna do next? So I try not to move it, but I was trying to keep it in the camera, and I'm spraying it with 91% alcohol to pop the bubbles that come to the top and stuff. You could do either or, you don't have to do both. But for like the corners and stuff and these that I'm doing, I'm trying to make it less bubbles. But again, with that craft resin, if you mix it right and everything, it's hardly any bubbles. I don't know what technique they use, but I love it. And so this is the jar, the cup. This is the jar. Now the top I've had, when I did the top, I'm doing the top the full pink color. In the corners there, like sometimes when I first used to start making these, I would mess up on the top. So I'm gonna go in with like a popsicle stick and try to, move it around and push it further in there, because you'll pour it and it'll just stop. And then you'll be wondering why it's messed up. So I learned from my mistakes. I'm gonna go in and just push it around. You'll see in a minute. Let me pause for a minute. There it is. Okay. So I'm pushing everything around with the popsicle stick. And she had about, I forgot how many pieces, but I showed at the end. But I try to make it, if I'm making one color, or for instance, two colors, I try not to mix the colors at different time. Like normally I would just say, hey, I'm going to do these three, then go back and do the other three. But only because working with mica powder, and you can get a different color, a different shade, if you don't remember how many scoops you put in for that many ounces. For this project, this first step took about I want to say 26, 28 ounces fluid. I mean of fluid of resin. And so this is something I never used before, but the, what is it called? I got off of, I was actually trying to use it for myself, but I went ahead and just let my sister go ahead and get it. It's like an organizer. But when I was pouring this, I was like, I don't know where to pour first or whatever, because I don't want to say it's really thin, but I had got it out the package, and you'll see when I get to one side, it was kind of like still sticking. Even though when I first kind of get them, I kind of wash them off a little bit with soapy water, let them dry, air dry out for a full day and stuff like that. So when I was pouring this, as you can see, I had to move it over because it was kind of sticking. I was like, I hope this come out right. So I end up, I will say one thing is when you do many pieces of a project, if you're working on a large project, try not to move the pieces that much that far. I will say I made a larger project before, and I moved it and I ended up knocking over the diffuser piece, and I was like, oh my God. So I was just trying to stay in the camera for you guys, so you can see. So, but this right here, I'm going over with a little clear, kind of push it down, because I'm like, I don't know how this going to turn out. So I push a little clear just to push the pink down in there and off the top. So that's what I'm doing. Yep, and then I'm going back in because again, I already had some clear resin in there, and I want to, when I do the second layer on the tray, I want you to be able to see. I want her to be able to see, because there's no right and wrong way, but you don't want to layer it the top and bottom. But I was kind of want to see the gray, the medium gray that she wanted in there as well. And then that's was just when I have extra resin, I keep that little heart thing, the little heart, the heart mode close by, because I always try to make a little bit more because I never know how much it goes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 6 pieces? Yeah. Well, am I counting the top there? So the set has 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I end up giving her the little heart thing anyway. So it all worked out. And then I'm just taking whatever I have left, just going over it. I'll be trying to get it all. Okay. I'll be trying to get everything and all in there because I don't want to waste it. But I will say that she took up the rest of my at the whatever pink mica powder I had left. That was all I had in the little can, in the little container. So yep. Thanks, sis. I know she liked it. She did like it. Spoiler alert, she loved it. Okay. So right here, that sad was just sticking. So I was just like, man, what's going on? And I did not talk like through the video because um you sound like Darth Vader with that thing on. Now some people choose not to wear a mask, even though craft resin is not, it doesn't have a bad smell. It's actually a nice, smell, but I still protect myself because I don't know. I don't know. I'm going over here with some spraying some alcohol on there again. Yeah, just make sure you got to kind of keep a watch on it. So just keeping a watch on it even after it's done. And this is part 2 where, sorry, I had already started and I already mixed the medium gray. And I was like, oh, I didn't start the camera. So I had to go back and start the camera. So I'm at the part where I'm using a heat gun and going around the edges. You want to still be careful if you are using a heat gun, because you could burn it. You can melt the plastic. So I try to be careful. So I'm just creating that layer, just moving some around. This is, you make it upside down. So ain't nobody gonna see the bottom of this thing here. So I'm just moving around. I think I said it in part 1. I used up all the pink, and I would say I used every bit of gray mica powder that I had left for that one, that brand that I have. So she wanted a specific color. I was trying to get close to that color she wanted. And she ended up putting this in her bathroom. So it came out nice. It came out real nice. I'm just spoiler. So yep, and I'm just moving everything. And the one thing, it is a thing, I do have a tool to like level everything off. I just don't know what I did with it. I ended up finding it after the fact, but you can level it off or just let it sit. But I do have my, I don't know if you can see that little small itty bitty thing where I make sure the table is level. So that, oh, the soap dispenser. Yeah, I think I did say that. Okay, that is the part of the other piece. So the soap dispenser there. This is again laying the second half, kind of doing the same technique. What you didn't see me do is I took the popsicle sticks and I kind of push it down on the side to kind of make a design. I'll show you that. I think I did it more on the cup than anything. I didn't want to taint her design or taint the colors too much, but I always try to put my little spin, my little creative touch on it as well. So just going back over here with the heat gun, I this is the second time I've used the dispenser. What is it called? Either you can do a soap or you can do hand lotion or whatever you want to put in there. So that's the second time. I don't particularly like that mold because it is thick and it's hard to get off, but I did learn the technique to get it off. You'll see in the end. It was, well, I don't think I showed it in the end because it was so difficult to get it off. It is thick though. So yeah, I'm going back over and it'd be just the edges for these things, like around that the bubbles would just go to the end. Again, it's not too many bubbles that I can't like at the end, but I try to as less. But again, the craft resin has less bubbles. Like out of I don't use about 5 different resin products, and craft resin has been the best for me, and I'm gonna keep buying them and everything. So yep, and I know I was like, oh, let me put some on top. Again, when you move it around, everything, you tend to make the bubbles. So I just suggest if you're making something, don't move it as much. And so I got everything covered up in the room that I'm in. So I'm just moving stuff around. What I do next. And I actually ran out of gray doing it. So and this is the organizer. And the part that I didn't say I need to bag up, I let it sit for about 2 or 3 hours so I can lay the second part. You can let it completely dry, like a 24 hour, and come back, but I was like, let me just, since I have to ship it to her because she's back in my home state of Michigan. So I was like, I want to try to get it to her as I can. So, and why I'm feeling good again, I stopped doing, I used to do this every weekend, but once I found out that what I had and what was causing a lot of pain, I'm better now. I just want everybody to know that I am better now. What was causing all the tiredness and the aches, I'm talking about, and the pain, I can't even describe the pain. But I'm better. They got me on some meds, and I'm on I'm on an anti-inflammatory diet, and it's works. It has definitely worked for me. It has definitely worked for me. But I know I got a ways to go. I'm still learning and everything. So, but I still like to be creative. Like I didn't want to give it totally up, but I still like it. So, and then this is where I'm getting to a point where I'm like, oh my God, I'm running out. So I had to improvise. I had to actually cut the camera at a point. I have some alcohol ink that actually worked. And I was like, oh man, I'm in panic mode too. Cause I was like, let me pour this. I think this was the last one that got almost a full top, and that's the diffuser. So I was like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? So I end up just finishing that off, and then I cut the camera, and I had silver alcohol ink that I kind of mixed. So I just used that, and she had a little bit of clear on some of it, but I'm telling you, it came out really good. So you just gotta wait to the end to see that. So there it is, and then I'm going back over with the heat gun and everything, trying to get the edges, make sure no bubbles or nothing pop on there as well. Yep, especially that. This is like once it's done, you just gotta kind of babysit it because the bubbles will come. Even though you may walk away, sometimes they will pop up. So I just kind of go back. even after the camera's off, I'm like, okay, let me look one more time before I put let me cover it up, come back, uncover it, and look at it again, because once it starts setting, that's it. And so this is the part you probably been waiting for, the reveal. This is the tray that I kind of did both colors with. So like I said, I wanted the gray to come through the top, but I did mostly pink. So there is that. And that's the easiest to unmode, demode, or whatever. So the pink part is the top. Like, where am I going to put this? And then this is the top to the jar. For some reason, I had a hard time getting it out. I don't know why. But I did end up getting it. I found out like, oh, I'm going to just pause this camera and come back. That's why I end up doing. Boom, I'm back. And I got it off. And so you see like the little corners and stuff. The resin got through there. I'm glad I did that little technique and everything. So it's an all pink top. I just love how mica powder just really comes out and everything. Looks good. And then what I do is I have a tool that I go around the edges. If it comes out too sharp, especially the bottom, it come out too sharp, and I go around and I smooth. It's like a little, I don't want to say an emery board. It's like a metal emery board. Some nail file. But it's harder, it's thicker. And then I have my what is it called? It's like a deboring. It's a tool that they really use for like electrical components. But I seen another creator use it. She said it works for her. She does keychains and stuff. So I was like, oh, let me try this, and it works. It really does. So this is the jar that where I put clear in it. The alcohol ink to kind of sub and or whatever, but it still came out nice. You can kind of see the clear through there. She liked it. And let's see, where am I going? What am I doing? This is the diffuser. I did put very little clear on the bottom. You can't even really tell for real. Or whatnot. All right, there it is. I just love that pink. That pink really pops and everything. So again, I do smooth out the bottom, the edges and stuff like that. Ain't no big deal. It's really minor thing to do. Is to get the edges smoothed out and level it off. It's really easy. You can probably pick it off with your hand. And this is the cup. So I don't know why I always have a difficult time. Like if I didn't have the camera in my face or it was right up under me, it probably wouldn't have been this hard. I think when I get on camera, it's like, oh my God, oh my God. But like I said, I learned to pause and come back like, So this one, the cup especially is the one where I kind of dipped in there and I still had to mix you can see, kind of tell the difference. The gray is a little bit darker, and then I ended up putting it clear and putting the alcohol ink. This is the top to the where the dispenser. I guess I'll tell it that either the soap dispenser or lotion dispenser. So I'll say that. Smooth out the edges, no big deal. It's grooves on the outside of that. It does come with the pump that you just twist on, and you good. So, but what I do is take it and I take some E6000. I glue the top on. See the grooves there? Yep, there's the grooves. And then this why I was like, because that thing thick. And so what I do to get out of it, and what I don't show, you can mix some water and a little bit of dish soap and put it in there. Some people put it in a spray bottle. I didn't have another spray bottle and got the thing up out of there. I was like, let me try to get it. Because the first time I used it, this is the second time I'm using it, I had my husband pull or something. But then I seen another creator, creators learn from creators, that to use that technique, and it does come right out. no big deal. And this is the organizer, which was easy to pop out, no big deal. That was thin, so it was easy to come out, and everything. I know, I just feel like I get in that camera and it's like, it's so hard. It's so hard. But this is my first time using this mode. I was actually supposed to make one for myself, but I made one for her. My sister. There we go. You know, I was like, cut the camera, come back. So that's that little organizer thing. Still came out pretty nice. I like how it just came out that way. So this is everything. This is the dispenser with the top on there. That's the cup, the tray, the diffuser, the jar with the lid, and the organizer there. She did put in her bathroom. So there it is.